Aloha. Welcome. Yay! So nice to see so many of you here today. So today is our sing-along is about Paniolo Songs, meaning Hawaiian cowboy songs, along with some country and western favorites. The picture that you see here is the album cover of Songs of the Hawaiian Cowboy, the Mele Fong CD that was released back on September 30th, 1997 with 14 tracks. Okay? As we start today, let's start with a Hawaiian history story, so please bear with me. I found this stuff so interesting I had to share it with you. So long before the cowboy became the popular symbol for America's Wild West, Hawaiian cowboys were wrangling longhorn cattle in the rolling green pastures of Hawaii Island. In 1793, British Captain George Vancouver brought the first livestock to Hawaii and delivered them to King Kamehameha I as a gift. Hawaii had no endemic large land animals. Even the pig and dog were brought over with the Polynesian voyagers. When the cows arrived, the king put a kapu on killing any cattle for 10 years so they could breed. The animals multiplied, roaming freely. Eventually, the cattle became a nuisance, destroying crops and houses, and the king ended the kapu. It was around this time that another sea captain, Richard Cleveland out of New England, brought the first Mustang horses to King Kamehameha I in 1803. The horses had been given to Cleveland by a Spanish mission in California when it was ruled by Spain. Seeing the need to tame horses to control the island's cattle population, King Kamehameha III invited Mexican vaqueros from California. The vaqueros were the first cowboys of North America. The vaquero influence can be seen in this photo of Big Island Paniolo David Kuloloia, who is sitting in a high pommel saddle and leather stirrups. The Hawaiian influences are the palaka shirt and lauhala hat in the photo in the Hawaii State Archives. 3 vaqueros named as Don Luzada, Pusa, and Ramon were the first to arrive on Hawaii Island in 1832. Many believe the word Paniolo, the Hawaiian word for cowboy, is derived from the Spanish word Espanol, meaning Spanish or Spaniard. Others think it was taken from the Spanish word panuelo, the term for the handkerchiefs the vaqueros wore. The vaqueros trained Native Hawaiians in working the horses, roping cattle, breeding them, and curing their hides. They taught the art of saddle making, including how to make a saddle horn. Native Hawaiians also learned from the vaqueros the time-consuming task of making ropes out of braided strips of cowhide, And the vaqueros brought with them the guitar, now a staple in Hawaiian music. Some of the original Hawaii vaqueros who came to the islands ended up permanently settled there and have descendants still living on the islands. Some of them became paniolos too. Hawaiians became skilled horsemen and fast. By 1908, 3 Hawaii Island cowboys had won top awards at the world-famous Cheyenne, Wyoming rodeo. It surprised many in the audience at the time, mostly because they had no idea that Hawaii had cowboys. Paniolos herd cattle at Parker Ranch, the largest ranch in Hawaii, in this photo in the Hawaii State Archives. Over the years, Hawaii developed its own Paniolo style, the clothes they wore and saddles they used, influenced by its vaquero origins. Hawaiians decorated their saddles with floral designs, but they kept the vaqueros' colorful bandanas. Their wide-rimmed hats were worn from native hala tree leaves and crowned with a lei of flowers, too. Palaka shirts, made of a colorful checkered fabric that originated in Hawaii, were also adopted by the Paniolos. Quote, the Paniolo style of cowboy is very unique to Hawaii because it's been adapted over the last 100 to 150 years to this specific environment, end quote, says Jacob Tavares, Parker Ranch Manager of Livestock Business Operations. Located in Waimea, Parker Ranch is the largest and the oldest ranch in Hawaii, started in 1847 by John Parker Palmer, who married the granddaughter of King Kamehameha I. The ranch was 500,000 acres at its peak. Today, it's around 130,000 acres and employs about 15 paniolos, most of whom came from a long line of paniolos and live on the ranch with their families. Cowboys roam Waimea's green pastures, considered ranch country, on Big Island of Hawaii in this photo by Getty Images. Quote, we do things just a little bit different in many ways because Hawaii is the most isolated landmass in the world, end quote, by John Tavares. For instance, the Paniolo uses more local resources, such as when making a saddle. On the saddle, we have what's called the Hawaiian tree saddle, meaning a saddle made from a native tree, which is like the vaqueros tree that they brought over. And it was kind of shaped for the terrain that we have here. He also says that fencing is different due to the salt air. But he says many of the Paniolo's techniques are still done in the way of the vaquero. There were as many as 300 ranches in Hawaii in 1957. And although there are fewer today, many of the original ranches remain, including Kahua Ranch on Hawaii Island, Ulupalakua Ranch here on Maui, and Kualoa Ranch on Oahu. Together, they keep Hawaii's Paniolo culture alive. Eddie Keawiki wears a hat and palaka shirt at Pu'uohoku Ranch on Molokai in this photo that you see here in the Hawaii State Archives. I chose this month's theme of Paniolo Songs to remember the date of February 23rd, 2003, when a flatbed trailer carrying an enormous bronze statue of Ikua Purdy roping a steer was pulled into the Parker Ranch Shopping Center in Waimea on the Big Island. The Paniolo Preservation Society erected the statue. In 1908, Purdy stunned the American West at the World Championship Finals in Wyoming by winning the steer roping contest in 56 seconds. In 1999, Purdy was the first Hawaiian voted into the National Rodeo Cowboy Hall of Fame. His victory and legend live on in rodeo history, and thus ends your mini story of Hawaiian history of cowboys. So our first Paniolo song today is titled Paniolo Country. Appropriate, isn't it? Written by Marcus Shutt, year unknown. Melvin Lee made it very popular in Hawaii in 1975. The song is often combined with Waimanalo blues as a medley. This arrangement is based on a country classic version. So we're in the humdinger strum in the key of F with 4 chords. We have a verse, and the chorus, and the verse, last time, and end. Places I have been, cities I have seen, with concrete canyons rising from the ground. Miles and miles of asphalt trails stretch across the land, staff weaving meadow ponies. Maui-born John Pi'ilani Watkins in the 1940s. The song is about Maui's second largest cattle ranch located on the southwestern slopes of Haleakala. It sprawls across 18,000 acres from the ocean to 6,000 feet elevation. Originally founded by James Torbert in 1845, it was renamed Rose Ranch in the 1850s by the renowned Captain James McKee and became one of the greatest sugar producers as well as a favorite destination for King Kalakaua and his royal party. You know where you can sample wine and do the wine tasting? That's where King Kalakaua used to stay. So Harvey Erdman incorporated the ranch in 1956. Visitors today can visit Maui's only winery, go horseback riding and sporting clay shooting, shop or lunch in the ranch store and grill. Ikua Purdy, we mentioned earlier, was ranch foreman here for many years. We are in the Olapa strum in the key of F with 9 chords when we move out at the end. So we have a verse that goes Kalana mai nei a'o Ulupalakua, hei niki niki ahi ahi ka homea'o paniolos. Translation by Hei Mele Songbook means, renowned indeed is Ulupalakua, where evenings bring a tingle, the home of the cowboys. The second verse goes, hei vehi e ku'ulei a'o Ulupalakua, ona ona meka avakuhi e beauty ma olino. You are an adornment, my dear one, land of Ulupalakua, redolent with ginger, a true thing of beauty. Ha'ina mai kapuana a'o Ulupalakua, hei niki niki ahi ahi ka homea'o paniolos. Tell them the refrain of Ulupalakua, where evenings bring a tingle, the home of the cowboys. So every verse, and then we end there and we zoom out. So the first 2 verses, as you notice, it says repeat verse, so we do everything twice. Yeah? And it looks like Barbara is perched to dance hula.
If you don't mind.
Oh, yay! Hawaii the kind style, nowhere else but Hawaii. So feel free. So here we go.
Oh
program will be singing American country and western songs. So, what defines this musical genre? Yeah? Country music is rooted in the ballads, folk songs, and other popular songs of the English, Scots, and Irish settlers of the Appalachians and other parts of the South. In the early 1920s, the traditional string band music of the southern mountain regions began to be commercially recorded, with Fiddling John Carson garnering the genre's first hit record in 1923. According to the Library of Congress, Western songs reflect a distinct area of American popular music whose roots reach into the frontier era of the 19th century. Western music celebrates the lifestyle of the cowboy on the open ranges, Rocky Mountains, and prairies of Western North America. Western music is a form of country music composed by and about the people who settled and worked throughout the Western United States and Western Canada. Now, let's see who can answer this trivia question. The William Tell Overture was the theme song for which TV Western? Your choices are Bonanza, Gunsmoke, The Lone Ranger, or Rawhide.
The Lone Ranger.
Yeah? The Lone Terrific, that's right, The Lone Ranger.
I have a bit of information. Ron and I live in California.
Right.
And we live on the property where, what's
They
the
shot the movie.
They shot
the movie?
right in front of our
Where the
place.
Lone Ranger,
The Lone Ranger?
bucks, where he bucks,
Yeah.
this Bird Rock is right outside our window.
Oh, isn't that
I've got a
something?
picture of it,
Oh,
showing the old one
funny.
and the new one.
Okay, so onward we go. Rawhide is the theme song for the CBS TV show which ran from 1959 to 1966 and launched the career of Clint Eastwood, who starred with Eric Fleming as a cowboy on a cattle drive. The song was originally recorded by Frankie Lane. According to Songfacts, since the song had a Western theme, composer Dimitri Tiomkin and lyricist Ted Washington were asked to write the music in 1958, as they had written songs for some famous Western movies, including High Noon and The Wild is the Wind. The song simulates the sounds of a cattle drive, as the cattleman is calling out instructions and cracking his whip. Yeah? Sorry, I don't have a whip. So, rawhide is animal hide that has not been treated and made into leather. It's commonly used to make whips. The song has been used in many movies, often to evoke the Old West. Members of the Western Writers of America chose Rawhide as one of the top 100 Western songs of all time. So we are going to sing it. We're going to play it in the humping a strum. This starts out in the key of A minor, and then it modulates to the key of F minor with 10 chords. Okay, so we start rolling, and then it goes on, and then at the end there you can see we're starting to change keys now to F minor, and we keep moving, and keep going, and going, and then the end. This is really good fun. And if anybody feels like verbally cracking the whip, feel free. 2, 3, 4. Ritter, and others in the 1942 Western film as pictured here. Gene Autry also sung a well-known version in the movie Heart of the Rio Grande, which was also released in 1942. The song was written by June Hershey with music by Doug Swander and first recorded by Perry Como on December 9, 1941 for Decca Records in Los Angeles, California. The song went on to spend 5 weeks at #1 on Billboard's hit parade in 1942. According to Sound Facts, I thought this was so interesting. The BBC banned the song because they deemed it too catchy. This was during the time with authorities in wartime Britain concerned that factory workers would be distracted if they heard it while they were working. So they banned it. Can you believe that? Okay. So, my arrangements in Humping a Strum, just easy 2-chord songs for all you beginning players, yeah? And now, do you remember how this thing goes? How at the end of the first and the third lines you go clap, 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 3 claps. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, so all of you that are singing, feel free to bump, 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 bump on your tracks, okay? Have fun with this thing. So we have a verse. And then others. And the verse. And then last time and again. Because we're not in Britain, we're having fun with it. Okay. Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. The prairie sky is wide and high, deep in the heart of Texas. The sage's bloom is like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love, deep in the heart of Texas. Coyotes wail along the trail, deep in the heart of Texas. The rabbits rush around the brush, deep in the heart of Texas. Cowboys cry, yippee-yi-yi, deep in the heart of Texas. The doggies bawl and bawl and bawl, deep in the heart of Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. Yay!
Mahalo! Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel for ukulele lessons, music, and stories related to the songs. Are you having fun yet? See below to watch videos on my playlists. Have fun as you watch, listen, play the ukulele Mele way. Aloha from Maui. I am Mele Fong.